The fight for the crown on Raw is forming to the final outcome. We will find out our finalists for King and Queen of the Ring on the Monday night side. This is AM Talks WWE. Let's talk Monday Night Raw. Let's start with the matches. In the first match, Chad Gable wins against Sami Zayn by interference. In the second match, Braun Breaker wins against Kale via referee stoppage. In the third match, Lyra Valkyria wins against Io Sky to advance to the finals in Queen of the Ring. In the fourth match, the World Tag Team Champions Awesome Truth retain against Judgment Day. In the fifth match, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Damage Control, Maxine Dupree, and Ivy Nile to contend for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, the main event of Monday Night Raw. Gunther wins against Jey Uso to advance to the finals in King of the Ring. What were the notable moments on this show? Let's find out. Here is Sami Zayn to get things going. He has 5 days before he's ready to defend the Intercontinental title in a triple threat match, and people aren't sure why he would want to do that. Chad Gable has made it personal with him, while Bronson Reed just wants the title. It's a match between the mind, body, and soul, with Zayn betting on the soul every time. The Alpha Academy with Chad Gable taking credit for coaching Zayn to the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Comparing that to the 3 failures he has in the team, with Otis being the biggest disappointment in Alpha Academy. Zayn wants to know how long the team is going to put up with Chad Gable, but Chad cuts him off. Chad Gable promises to win the title on Saturday, but Sami Zayn says they're both ready, so let's have their match right away. Backstage, the Alpha Academy's interview is cut off as someone has attacked Cruz del Toro. In a post-match beatdown, we see Braun Breaker hitting another spear and then puts the steps on Kale's head. A chair to the steps crushes Kale. Backstage, we see Braun Breaker's victim is put in an ambulance. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce yells at Breaker for what happened, but Breaker blames him for not putting him in the King of the Ring and will make him realize why he should have. R-Truth is talking to the New Catch Republic, but Miz is worried about facing Judgment Day tonight. It's cool though, because Andre the Giant told R-Truth that they'll be fine. Miz asks Andre to be there in spirit. R-Truth says, and they say, I'm the crazy one. He means Braun Strowman, right? Ilya Dragunov is frustrated after last week's loss. Ricochet is there to speak to him and seems to want a rematch, but Braun Breaker spears Ricochet in half, continuing the chaos. Damian Priest gives Finn Balor and JD McDonough a pep talk before turning to Carlito. Word is that Cruz del Toro will be out for a while after the attack, which is why Carlito is laying low with the Judgment Day. Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler are getting ready backstage when a returning Sonya Deville arrives and has something to talk to them about. Bronson Reed tells Sami Zayn backstage he's going to use his body to win the Intercontinental title. Reed leaves and Otis arrives, with Zayn yelling at him for costing him the match. Otis apologizes, with Zayn saying he knows Otis is a good guy. Zayn says he's been there before, and as soon as Otis starts listening to the fans, things will get a lot better. The fans chant for Otis. Liv Morgan hits Lyra Valkyria backstage and shows up in the ring while Becky Lynch is is speaking to the fans about the women's world title match. She says she's been ready her whole life for this. Meanwhile, Liv mocks Becky and says she's ready for her revenge tour. Damian Priest isn't pleased with the Judgment Day's loss and walks off backstage. Finn Balor also agrees with him. In the trainer's room, we see Xavier Woods is cleared to return to action. Kofi Kingston leaves momentarily to talk to Adam Pearce when Karrion Kross and Scarlett arrive. Kross suggests Xavier Woods can still turn things around. Ludwig Kaiser isn't worried about Gunther looking ahead to the finals and mocks Sheamus again. Kaiser wants Sheamus to come back so he can put him down. Kaiser leaves and Drew McIntyre is here to say he's going for the World Heavyweight title. Chad Gable is talking to the Creed brothers when Otis is there. Chad Gable tells them to remember what they talked about before Otis tells him that he apologized to Sami Zayn. Chad Gable thinks it's a clever way to get into the mind of Sami Zayn. He's saying he has all of the documents ready for Otis to make his trip with him to King and Queen of the Ring's PLE. Otis doesn't seem convinced. Overall, this edition of Monday Night Raw got us to determine one side of the finalists for King and Queen of the Ring, and the matches were good, along with the backstage segments and plot building to have us tune in for more. This is AM Talks WWE. Stay tuned in.